Hi, boys and girls. It's Miss Ashley here, and I want to review the information we went over in the assembly with Mr. Jeremy with you. First of all, when you join a Google Meet, we always want to enter muting our microphone, using the chat box for only relevant questions. We talked about no flooding. That's like when you're saying hi to all your friends as you enter. So it's only for questions. And your teacher might even ask a student in the chat box to be the monitor. Mr. Jeremy asked Miss Ashley in the assembly to be the monitor to answer questions. So if you weren't asked to be a monitor of the chat box, then you don't need to respond to the questions, but that could be an option. So keep an eye out for that. So let's talk about the difference between Google Hangouts and Google Meet. As Google Hangouts sounds, that is a place where you're more hanging out with your friends and asking questions. You guys usually hang out in your classroom, and when you're sitting in class, you're sitting in table groups. So that is a place at school usually where you're talking. You have a lot of talking happening with your friends, so it feels very social. We are providing that same thing during the day by allowing you guys to use Google Hangouts. So it's a place for you to message your classmates and to individuals or to groups, but it is not a place where you're actually going to be doing any video calling. The videos will be happening in what is called Google Meet. That is a virtual video meeting. It is set up by your teacher, and students actually cannot create rooms. So we will be using Google Hangouts for you to talk with your friends via chatting, and we'll be using Google Meet to set up meetings with your class, maybe like an assembly we did today, maybe in a small group with your teacher. All right. In the assembly, we also talked about how to be internet awesome. It's just a review. You guys know how to be internet awesome, and you know the areas of internet awesomeness. So let's review together. Let's be smart and communicate responsibly, using our school accounts and school places to talk about school topics. We want to be alert of all of the rules and the guidelines that are given. That's why we're reviewing this today. We want to be strong, strong enough to make the right choice. We want to be kind to everyone and use the internet to spread positivity and support each other during this time. We also want to be internet brave, which means knowing when to ask for help when you need it, or be brave enough to talk to an adult. First of all, we want to use ASB Google Hangouts as a tool for learning. At school, I always tell you that we have to use technology only as a tool for learning at school. The same thing happens at home. Google Hangouts is going to be a place where you can ask questions and talk about school topics. We also want students to know that ASB's Google Hangouts should be used only during school hours. Before 9 o'clock in the morning, people are getting ready, and we don't want them to feel stressed about having to answer a chat. All right. And after 4 p.m., we want you to disconnect from technology and spend some time with your family, or maybe your parents have made a virtual play date for you for after school hours. So, because Google Hangouts is a tool for learning, we want to keep it during the times of 9 to 4, unless your parent has said otherwise. We also said that students should only be involved in 2 chat groups at a time. We know that virtual learning is new and that there is some work that you have to do, and so that part can be stressful. And even though you don't think about it, being involved in over 2 chat groups will also feel stressful. I know that your parents can probably relate because maybe they're in a lot of groups on their phone as well, and when the messages roll in, those notifications make us feel a little bit of anxiety. So by minimizing this to 2 groups, that will help us to stay focused on learning. The first group you'll be in is your whole group. So that could be 4A, 4B, 4C, 5A, 5B, or 5C. It will connect you with everyone. Some questions that might be in there would be, hey, can someone send me the link for the morning announcements? Or, I know there's an assembly right now, but I can't find the link. And so that's a place where you can help each other and help all your classmates. Your teachers will also be putting you into table groups. These are places where it's kind of specific learning buddies. All right, so you have for sure 2 groups. Teachers might make other groups. I know that people said there's an SLL group or a music group that was created and monitored by the teacher. We want to only be in groups that are monitored by those teachers. All right, agree. But Miss Ashley, I need to talk to my bestie. Well, you can still do that. You can still send an individual message to a friend if you need to. All right. Now, you are probably part of a lot of extra groups. So I'm going to tell you how to exit those groups. And then I'm going to ask you to pause the video and do it for me now. So first, if you're in a Google Chat group, you'll see a little gear here on the side. Click on that gear, and then you can leave the conversation. Another great tip is if you'd still find it distracting to be part of those two groups, you can turn off, like I did, the notifications. I can't have the ding, ding, dinging all day long, so I turn that off. All right. So please pause the video and go back and do that now for me. These are the directions one more time of how to exit groups. Did you pause the video? Do it now. You can't have exited 47 groups already. All right, let's move on. So, how can you have good chat netiquette? That's something we also talked about today. Well, you can do it in 3 simple steps. Observe in the chat group, respect the chat group, and contribute to the chat group. These rules also apply to adults, so you can help them as well. So, observe the chat group means to be a good listener. Really, you're going to be reading. So, read what's happening in the chat group before you respond. That way, you can make a useful comment. Respect the chat group. All right, be kind to your friends and keep it appropriate for school. No flooding. So that means that don't put hi, 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 or what's up, sup, 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 or sticker, 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 sticker. That makes it really hard to go back and read all those messages. All right, so don't flood the chat. Let's keep it relevant. And one tip that Luke from 4C gave me was if you chat somebody, so maybe I say, hey, Mr. Josh, I would wait for him to reply before I sent him another message. Maybe he's not there at the time or he's not able to answer. So then I would switch and say, Mr. Marcus, are you there? And then wait to see if they're there and then continue to talk to them. Don't just say, Mr. Marcus, Mr. Marcus, Mr. Marcus in a chat. And also, don't type in all capital letters. You can type in lowercase letters, and otherwise it will sound like you're screaming. Tarek gave me that tip, so thank you, Tarek. All right, we talked about observing the chat group, respecting the chat group, and now contributing. You guys are learning a new tool, and you can be a positive member of a chat by contributing, reading the messages, and then answering some questions that people have or contributing to a topic. All right, if you are talking about something in a chat group, don't change the topic automatically. Just read what's being said, and then you can contribute to it. We want to get you guys connected. We want to help you guys stay connected by using these Google tools like Google Hangouts so that you can talk to your friends during the day like you normally do, and also Google Meet so you can meet with your teachers during the day. 4, you can use Google Chat to talk to your friends. After school, you can ask your parents about making a virtual play date. Great places to do that are on Minecraft, or maybe they want to set up a video call with a friend and your parents can help you with that. All right, so since we are still in elementary school, we still need either our teacher support during the school day or our parent support after school. Because we are using technology at home as a tool for learning, we want just to remind you that the consequences will stay pretty much the same in our virtual schools as they do in regular school day. So the first consequence would be Miss Elena contacting you and your parents and homeroom teacher just to let them know what happened so that we can improve our behavior next time. And then if it happens again, Mr. Jeremy will have a virtual conference with a student and or parents. And if we're still choosing to make poor choices when Thanks for riding this roller coaster of technology with me. Have a great day and keep on learning.